Hi and welcome to Extronical. In this episode we're going to look at this 320 by 256 Colour TFT LCD screen and how to use it. Let's get started. Is that it? Okay, so if you're a subscriber, and probably most of you are, of Great Scott, he did a video on his sort of basic section on one of these about 1 to 2 weeks ago as well. And I've had this sitting in my parts bin for around about 10 to 11 months, something like that. As you always do, buying things for projects, and then it takes longer than you thought to get to the project. This I want to use with my next game project, and I was originally going to use it with an ESP32, and I have actually tried rigging it up to an ESP32, but my initial problems mean that I'm going back to basics, and this is what this episode's about. So it's designed as an Arduino shield, so an Arduino Uno. So we get an Arduino Uno just in shot as well. So this is basically designed to go right on there as an Arduino shield and plug in. I won't just do that just yet. And there is software available to just directly drive it like that. So as I was having a problem with the ESP32, I thought, right, we'll go back to basics. Let's make sure the screen's working, get it working with the Uno, and then we'll get it working with the ESP32 and probably the SPFD5408 as well. So anyway, these cheap screens, which cost the price of about a cheap cup of coffee and easy for me to say, perhaps not, of a cheap cup of coffee and a donut, delivered from, as usual, China, are touch sensitive. They have a resistive screen so you can detect where presses are on the screen. They also have an SD card reader on the back, so they're incredibly versatile. Lots of connections, as you can see, which we'll explain probably more detail in another episode. And this is just a reset button that connects directly to the Arduino's reset button. So as I said, let's see how we can get this going with the Uno. It's just a basics episode, and then in another episode we'll attempt to get it going with the more advanced microprocessors. So let's plug it in, and looking at this, it's gonna just go, yep, like that. Plug in like that, and click down. There you go. So that's as simple as that. It's plugged in. All we need to do now is let's just check. We need to get the software up and running and get some demo programs done. So let's move over to the software. Okay, so once you plug your screen in, it should just be with a Uno that's obviously not been programmed for it before, just a blank white screen showing you everything's working, the backlight LED's on, everything's ready to go. So coming to the software, what you need to do, or before actually I show you the rest, what libraries you need and everything, if you go to extronical.com, you'll see I've already wrote up the video I'm about to do as a description with all the details in there. So if you want to have the blog post about it, just go on to extronical.com, and there it is. You'll also find it under the basics section, displays, and the 256 by 320 Colour LCD. This may change a little bit as I add support for ESP8266, ESP32, etc. But you'll find it somewhere in the display section for this actual LCD. It is, as you can see there, it says a 5408 driver. What that means is just a 5408 chip on there, and we just need some software that will drive that chip to actually control the LCD. So all you need to do, launch up your software, obviously make sure that it's set to work with the Uno, and go to Tools, not Tools, forget that, Sketch, Include Library, Manage Library, and in the search field just type 5408. And that's library on. You can see I've already installed it, but you click there and you would click the install button, which is obviously de-highlighted for me. That's my phone just going off. It's obviously de-highlighted for me because I've already installed it. That's what you do, type in that, install that, and then if you look here where it says this library requires the Adafruit GFX library as well, so it won't work without it, so we need that as well. So if you type in Adafruit GFX, it will catch up. Oops, GFX. Then the first one here, Adafruit GFX library, 1.2.3, as again, I've already installed it. In fact, if you've been doing any of my sort of tutorials and projects with the Frogger project, Space Invaders, whatever, anything to do with LCD screens, you already have the Adafruit GFX library installed, but it'll tell you there as well. So I've already got it installed, so that's good, but that's what you need to install there. Put that on, and then you're ready to go for the very basic demo that I'm going to cover for today. So we've connected up to our Uno. The screen's lit up with a backlight. We know that's good. We've installed our libraries, those two that we've just talked about there. So now you should be able to go to File, Examples, and scroll down towards the bottom, which is where all these new ones hang out. And as I said, there's some starting letters. SPFD5408 is the actual chip we're talking about here that's driving this library. This library? Drive a library? No, I don't think so. This is the chip that the library is driving for the LCD display. So we've gone ahead, we've got some graphics tests, and the graphics test, if you've seen any of the Adafruit graphics tests, it's the same one all the time. So we'll pop that in and open that up, and we'll just do a quick upload, and we'll watch that initial test. And it's uploading, and we'll just grab, oops, it's knocking my light, sorry about that. And it's uploading, so it should start in a minute. So there, if you've seen, you'll have probably seen this before if you've seen any of my videos. Turn that away for a little bit better, but it's the standard Adafruit graphics library test, but on this, obviously on this screen, and it's going to go through the motions there. So we probably want to, before we end this very simple episode, we'll look at like Great Scott did on his channel, implementing the touchscreen. I'm going to do more on it later. I'll just show you the program, the libraries you need to get the touchscreen going. So if you go again to Sketch, include library, manage libraries. And I'll just adjust my light. See, that's a bit better for the display. Okay, again, it just takes a little while to be able to type in. But we want to do the touch screen. If you type in touch, as it carts up, yeah, touch. And screen, there we go. So as I've taught, I've got touch and SC, touch screen, I was about to type in, may as well finish it off. And this is the one we're after, the Adafruit touchscreen by Adafruit, and as you can see, because I've already been testing and working this board, it's installed already. So you'd install that for the touchscreen, and then you can do some of the touchscreen examples. So we'll go again, we'll go down to File, Examples, and the best one you probably want to do is, where are we? There we go. Is the TFT pen. Although we say we're using a shield here, ignore the shield ones. Do not do them. Do these ones without the word shield on. I couldn't get them to work. I'm not sure why you think that would be the obvious one you choose when you've got a shield on your Arduino, but anyway, TFT Paint is the one you want, and we'll open that up and we'll just quickly upload that. And it's uploading, screen's reset as the code's updating. This is not the best pointing device you could use with the screen actually, but it's a bit easier than use my finger. You can use your finger if you want. So basically it's a simple painting program. So it's got red selected when you press them. Oops. There's green, blue. I don't know if you can see it on the resolution there. There's a little white box that goes around which one you've got selected. So we'll go with blue. And you can sort of, if you had any talent at all, write the word hello. So obviously it's probably a bit easier with the pen. So we'll go again with, in fact I'll reset it. Sure, it's just resetting the Arduino. Clear the screen. We'll go with red this time. So as you can see, it's a little bit easier when you've got some sort of stylus of some sort at all. And that's it for that one. So as I said, in the future what I'm going to do, I'm going to now look at putting this onto other processors. The first processor I'm going to put it onto or hook it up to is an Arduino Nano. The Nano is one of my favourite little processors to work with. I think it's quite convenient, nice and breadboard friendly. I do a lot of my projects on Arduino Nanos. So the Nano should be, as this is a Uno, an ideal one to actually switch from. It should be an easy job, he says, hopefully, maybe, of making this, putting it onto a breadboard, putting the screen onto a breadboard and hooking up to a Nano and using the same software to drive it. When we get that working, I will then move over to making it work with the SPFD52, which may involve probing some of these signals and seeing what we're getting. But that's it for now. Hopefully you've liked that video. As usual, as every YouTuber always says, it's a like, a subscribe and a comment, and please hit that notification bell and all those things that make the channel grow a little bit bigger every day, hopefully. And again, thank you for those that actually support me over on my website, that make a donation on the donation link. I'll show you where that is now. I get between 1 and 3 donations a month, And where's my website gone? Where's that gone? So we start typing it, stroker.com. I'll show you the donation box. There we go. Don't know. Must have closed it down at some point. So yeah, I have some regulars that always give me a donation of between $1 and $5 or whatever. But if you find anything useful, you want to support me in some way, I do have a Patreon, but I'm not launching the Patreon properly at all until subscriber base is far, far bigger than what it is now. I'm a tiny channel. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, support me a little bit though, whacking a mite in there helps. It helps me to keep this website going very easily and paying for little bits and bobs like these screens as well. I'm trying to make this channel very self-funded, and hopefully in the future, I'd hope to like to give some more prizes away in the future, which, as again, I want it to be self-funded, so as soon as it starts to roll on as being a bigger channel, we'll hopefully get that done. But again, as I said, do them likes and subscribes and all that, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.